Welcome back to Colts Law. I'm Lawrence Owen. With me, as usual, is my guy, Colts Loyalist. And today we are going to go over the Miami Dolphins. We said we was going to go over each team and discuss, their schedule, how they're going to do, what we think of their expectations. Today we're going over the Miami Dolphins, and let's take a look at their roster. I think that is a situation that we ought to really get into here as we look. Now, obviously, there's a lot going on here with the Miami Dolphins currently. They've got great receivers: Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, right? Lynn Bowden, Cedric Wilson. They picked up a couple guys. They got Trent Sherfield. They went out and got Terran Armstead, from New Orleans, which who knows, how long he's going to play. Mike Gesicki is one of my favorite tight ends in the NFL. And then, of course, the quarterback is Tua. Now with their backup, Teddy Bridgewater. Running backs, Chase Edmonds and Sony Michel. Holy crap. I didn't even realize they went and got Sony Michel. That's awesome. And then Raheem Mostert. And Guile, they got 15,000 running backs because they got Myles Gaskins as well. What? All right. What are your thoughts about the offense?
Yeah, the offense is sort of it's a collection of odd pieces. Like you said, Tyron Armstead, he's a left tackle. Your quarterback's left-handed. You're blindside your right tackle. You sit there and you look at Tyreek Hill and went for the money, and he's saying all the right things out at Miami. I mean, he's supporting Tua and everything, but it all boils down to Tua for me. What is Tua going to look like this year? I think this offense can go as far as he leads them.
Absolutely. I fully 100% agree with that specific statement. Now, I think that, offensively, this is a great, great offense. There's plenty of receivers to throw to. They've got a running back by committee that they I mean, good Lord. And, now obviously I am curious about how some of their offensive line is going to hold up like you are. Um, and you offered your concerns about Tua in the past. Teddy, you think would be a better starting quarterback for Miami. I don't know if I agree with that 100%, but I do get it. I do understand it. But if Tua takes that step this year and stays healthy, that's the big deal, right? Staying healthy and understanding his new coach, because they got a new coach as well. This offense has the potential to be a pretty dominant offense in the NFL. Let's take a look at their defense, which obviously their defense has had a lot to say over the last few years. Emmanuel Ogbah, Raheem Davis, Christian Wilkins, who I absolutely love. They've got Xavier Howard, Brandon Jones, Byron Jones. They picked up a few guys, obviously, in the draft. Not as much this year because of the fact that, they needed offense more than they needed defense because their defense has been so solid. What do you think of their and of course they picked up Melvin Ingram to help with Jalen Phillips, who again was a draft pick that I absolutely love from last year. What do you think of this defense?
I enjoy this defense. I'm in the secondary. I mean, it's a very stingy secondary. And that's what you want in this day and age in this league. I like the defense. If I was to compare defense over offense, I'm saying this is more of a defensive team. And I know with Tyreek Hill and you look at all the names, but to me, this team seems like it's built more around keeping their defense and letting them control the game, and then letting your offensive players just go in and hopefully score enough points that you can pull out enough W's.
I agree. Now let's go take a look at their schedule, just a real quick over the look and see what we expect from this team.
Yeah, like I said, this team. My biggest question about this team is how are they going to relate with the head coach? How's this new coaching staff going to look? I know he's touted as a play calling guru and stuff, but being the head coach and taking on all those added responsibilities is a new beast. So I'm curious to see how this plays out.
100% agree here. Hey guys, please smash that like button, hit subscribe if you're not subscribed, and tag that notification bell so that you're notified next time I go live. Don't forget, you can also share this video to your favorite social media, and please open up that description of the video. In there, you find a link to my Patreon, which is only $5 a month. Get all of my content plus Patreon specific content, and of course, my merch shop right here. That's what I'm talking about. Now, obviously, they got some preseason games at Tampa, and then they host the Raiders, and then they host the Eagles. But their regular games for the regular season, they host the Patriots week 1. That's something, obviously, week 1. That's a game. They beat the Patriots a lot at home. That'll be a good kind of feeler for what the team is like. Then they go to Baltimore. Then they host the Bills. Then they go to Cincy. Then they go to the Jets. The Vikings come to town. Then the Steelers come to town. Then they go to Detroit. Then they go to the Bears. Then the Browns come to town. Then Houston comes in, says hi. Then they go and check out the 49ers and that team, which obviously has a great defense as well. Then they go over and say hi to the Chargers. Whew, that's going to be a tough one. Not to mention the fact that they go to Buffalo December 18th. That's my dad's birthday. Then Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers comes and visits them down in Miami. The Dolphins then go to New England, right? January 1st, and they finish the season off with what could be the second best game that they have on their schedule in favor of them, and that's hosting the New York Jets. What do you think of the schedule as we look through this?
I look at the schedule, and you know, like I said, this team, I see maybe three games where I'm like, okay, no chance. But all the other games I look at, and I'm like, okay, I could see how this roster and everything could work out. And like I said, for me, and I'm not trying to cop out, but this team could be anywhere from a 7-win team all the way to a 13-win team. It's really hard to know how all these question marks and how all these pieces are going to fit together. But as far as the schedule goes, the talent that they have on both sides of the ball, I could see a lot of these games being winnable. Now the question is just how well does everybody mix together and how does this all play out?
Absolutely. This channel is proudly sponsored by the Backroom Collection. They do beautiful sports canvas art with football, basketball, baseball, and other sports themes. Special orders are accepted and autograph pieces are available. Many Indianapolis Colts sign pieces will be available beginning in November. Just use your discount code CL10 to purchase the pieces you want to spice up your living area. That's CL10. Now, I agree that this is one of those situations where it's going to be all on Tua. I mean, it's going to be all on Tua. There's a lot of these games. Let's go back to the look here, man. There's a lot of these games that I'm just like, ew. How do you play against some of these teams? You need really good quarterback play against some of these defenses that they're going to have to go against. Now, obviously, the Patriots, their defense, but they know that team, right? But then you got the Ravens, that Tua's going to have trouble there. The Bills had the number one defense in the NFL last year. Cincinnati's defense really stepped it up in the playoffs last year. The Steelers, we already know. We talked about how aggressive and opportunistic the Steelers are, right, defensively. The Bears have always had a pretty good defense. The Browns even has a lot of big time play. How's Tua going to feel with Myles Garrett bearing down on him on a constant basis? Because we talked about Terron Armstead being left tackle. Well, guess what? Garrett can move around. He could flip sides. Yeah, and he's good at doing that. The Chargers and the Niners. We're talking about defenses that really come after the quarterback, and Tua's not necessarily known as that guy who's good against situations like that. this is a team, I think, that their floor is a lot lower. Like it's kind of a widespread, in my opinion, for this team, right?
Yeah.
I think they're a 6-win team on the floor, right? I really do. I think they could end up being 6-11 if Tua does not play well, and then Teddy and they stay with him. Like,
Yeah.
that's the thing. But again, if Tua plays well, or if he doesn't play well, Teddy comes in and plays well, there's a chance that this is a team that could be a 10-win team, in my opinion, and make the playoffs. I don't think that they have the ability to dethrone Buffalo unless, something drastic happens, like Josh Allen falls off a cliff or breaks a leg or something. I hope that doesn't happen, by the way. That'd be terrible, not only for Buffalo, but the NFL in general, because watching him is like watching Mahomes at times, right? So, but that's my thought process. I'm sorry. I wish I could close that up a little bit, but you're right. It really has so much depending on the play of Tua.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you. I like Flores, okay, and I like the way he coached him. So the way he handled the Tua situation made me believe that there was more problems there than what we're seeing. But you sit there and you also look at the last 2 years. They were double-digit win teams. They went the Patriots and the Dolphins both went on these super long, like 7-8 game stretch, where they just won every game. So, like I said, this team has talent. It's sort of that Jekyll and Hyde, which, what's going to show up.
Absolutely. I mean, last year we got to see it. They were undefeated walking into Indianapolis, and then the Colts, they hadn't won a game yet. The Dolphins were 3-0, the Colts were 0-3, and Dolphins fans lost their minds when the Colts blew them, went in and said, okay, I'm stomping you. And it is, because like you say, Jekyll and Hyde with the Dolphins. You need consistency, especially at the quarterback play. Thanks so much for spending time with us here on Colts Law. I'm Lawrence Owen. That's Colts Loyalist. Please don't forget, smash that like button, hit subscribe if you're not subscribed, tag that notification bell so that you're notified next time we go live or upload a video, and use that share button to share this to your favorite social media. It helps us out a ton, and thank you so much. And until next time, as usual, have a good one.
Just because a player's not a household name doesn't mean we can't make him a household name.